Tarzan and Jane, a jungle romance against all odds. Deep within the verdant embrace of Africa's untouched wilderness lived Tarzan, a man raised by the jungle itself. Orphaned as an infant, Tarzan was adopted by Kala, a gentle gorilla who discovered him crying in the wreckage of a crashed ship. Despite her own kind's skepticism, Kala raised the human child as her own, naming him Tarzan. Among the towering trees and whispering leaves, Tarzan grew into a man of remarkable strength, agility, and a profound connection to the creatures of the forest. Though he lived among the apes, he often felt a pang of curiosity, an unspoken yearning for something beyond his jungle world. The first encounter. Jane Porter was an adventurous young woman from England, traveling with her father, Professor Archibald Porter, and a small team on an expedition to study the flora and fauna of Africa. Independent and strong-willed, Jane had always been drawn to the mysteries of the natural world, seeking a life beyond the confines of Victorian society. Her father's expedition was a dream come true, offering both professional fulfillment and the promise of adventure. One fateful afternoon, Jane wandered away from the group, captivated by the sight of a family of playful monkeys. Entranced, she began sketching them, her notebook filled with intricate drawings and notes. But as the hours slipped by, she realized she had ventured too far. The jungle, once inviting, now seemed vast and menacing. The rustling of leaves and the distant growls of predators sent shivers down her spine. Before she could panic, a shadow moved above her. Tarzan, curious about this strange intruder, watched her from the trees. When a nearby leopard began to stalk Jane, Tarzan acted swiftly, swooping down with the agility of an ape and letting out a fierce yell that sent the predator fleeing. Jane turned, startled, to see the wild man standing before her. His tan skin, muscular frame, and piercing eyes rendered her speechless. He extended a hand, his rough voice uttering a guttural sound she couldn't understand. Though apprehensive, Jane sensed his intentions were kind and placed her hand in his. Learning each other, Tarzan led Jane to his home, a treehouse built by his human parents before their tragic demise. It was a relic of his past, filled with objects he didn't fully understand but had always treasured. Jane, in awe of his life among the trees, marveled at his resourcefulness and deep bond with the animals. Tarzan, equally fascinated, observed Jane's mannerisms, her voice, and her expressions, which were unlike anything he had seen. In the days that followed, Jane taught Tarzan English, patiently repeating words and pointing to objects until he grasped their meaning. Tarzan, in turn, introduced her to the secrets of the jungle, the calls of the birds, the warning signs of predators, and the way to move silently through the forest. They laughed together at their misunderstandings and celebrated each small victory of communication. Professor Porter, initially worried about Jane's disappearance, was relieved when Tarzan brought her back to the camp. Intrigued by the ape man, the professor saw in Tarzan a living link to humanity's origins and sought to study him. But Tarzan's focus remained on Jane, the first person to awaken emotions he couldn't name. A love blossoms. As Tarzan and Jane spent more time together, their bond deepened. Tarzan was captivated by Jane's courage, her laughter, and the stories she told of her world. A place of vast cities, machines, and people who lived in towering buildings. Jane, in turn, was drawn to Tarzan's purity, his unfiltered joy, and his deep connection to the natural world. He showed her wonders she had never imagined. Glowing flowers that bloomed at night, rivers that sparkled like diamonds in the moonlight, and the hauntingly beautiful calls of creatures deep in the jungle. One evening, under a canopy of stars, Tarzan held Jane's hand and whispered the words she had taught him. "I love you." Jane, tears glistening in her eyes, replied with a kiss, sealing a bond as enduring as the jungle itself. Conflict in paradise. However, life in the jungle was not without its challenges. Jane's expedition attracted unwanted attention. A group of poachers, led by a ruthless hunter named Clayton, had learned of the professor's research and sought to exploit the jungle's resources. When Clayton's men captured Kala and several other animals, Tarzan's fury was unmatched. Jane, determined to help, used her knowledge of human behavior to devise a plan. Tarzan rallied the animals of the jungle, elephants, lions, and apes, to stage a daring rescue. The battle was fierce, with Tarzan swinging through the trees and leading the charge while Jane coordinated from the ground, using her intellect to outwit the poachers. Together, they managed to free the captives and drive the intruders away, restoring peace to the forest. The ordeal tested their love but also solidified it. Jane saw firsthand the lengths Tarzan would go to protect those he loved, while Tarzan admired Jane's bravery and resourcefulness. They emerged stronger, united by their shared values and determination to preserve the jungle's beauty. A life together. After the poachers were defeated, Jane faced a choice: return to England or stay with Tarzan. The decision weighed heavily on her. She missed her homeland but couldn't imagine a life without Tarzan or the jungle that had become her home. In the end, her heart won out. She chose to stay, embracing the wild, unpredictable life of the forest. Together, Tarzan and Jane built a sanctuary for the animals, protecting the fragile ecosystem from outside threats. They combined their strengths, Jane's knowledge of modern science and Tarzan's innate understanding of the jungle, to create a harmonious existence. Jane introduced new farming techniques and medical practices, while Tarzan taught her how to live off the land and navigate its challenges. Their days were filled with adventure, swinging through the trees, exploring uncharted territories, and marveling at the wonders of nature. Their nights were spent in quiet intimacy, sharing stories by the fire and gazing at the stars. Despite their differences, they found balance in each other, their love a testament to the power of connection and understanding. The spark between them. What made their relationship extraordinary was its ability to bridge two worlds. Tarzan found in Jane a connection to humanity, a reminder of the family he had lost and the world he had never known. Jane, in turn, discovered a deeper appreciation for nature and a sense of freedom she had never experienced. They challenged and complemented each other, their differences a source of fascination rather than division. Their love was not without challenges. There were moments of miscommunication, cultural misunderstandings, and the constant threat of danger from the jungle. But each trial brought them closer, strengthening their bond and teaching them to rely on each other. The legacy of Tarzan and Jane. In the heart of the jungle, Tarzan and Jane's love flourished, leaving an indelible mark on all who knew them. They became legends, their story a symbol of the harmony that could exist between humanity and nature. Visitors to their sanctuary marveled at the couple's ability to coexist with the wild, their lives a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the beauty of two worlds colliding. For Tarzan and Jane, life was an endless adventure, a journey of discovery and growth. Together,